Hey everybody, J Average Vintage Collector here with another video. So today, I don't really have much to show. I am preparing just like everybody else for Strongsville. And honestly, as much as I'm excited to be there, it'll be my first time there. As much as I'm excited to go, I'm a little anxious. I'm a lot anxious actually. I've been trying to, I know some people create lists and some people say, no, I don't really create lists. I just kind of go with the flow, and I kind of feel like I needed to create a list because my collection wants are so much that I needed to like get some focus. I needed to focus myself. But what I found was as I started to do that, my list was still pretty long, and I'm thinking, I don't want to get there and, just say, this is what I'm going to go buy. So I don't really know. It's the biggest show I'm ever going to attend, and I know that people say that it's a smaller show. It's not a big show, but to me, someone who does not attend a lot of shows, it's going to be big, and there's going to be more stuff here than probably I've ever seen. I would imagine that everything on my want list is going to be there. Now I can't get everything on my want list, so I'm having a little bit of anxiety. I'm having that internal debate. Do I want to buy a big card? Spend the majority of my budget on a big card and walk away with maybe 2 or 3 cards total and say, wow, like I got one of the top cards on my want list ever. Or do I do the average vintage collector thing, right? And pick up like 20 or so. I don't know. I'm just picking a number. 20 cards that are, in the lower end, maybe like ranging from like 50 to $150. And like I've said, I've never spent more than $150 on a single card in my entire life. So going above that is really out of my comfort zone. So I'm kind of at like a crossroads. I'm not really sure what to do. I feel like as much as I am saying I'm trying to prepare and have a plan, I think the plan's going to go out the window. I don't think I'm going to decide on what I'm actually going to walk away with from there until I'm in there and I've been walking around for a couple hours and, say, this is it. And I hate to do this because I don't feel this way a lot, but like, you could say, well, you got to wait for a card to talk to you. I think that I'm not going to wait for a card to talk to me, but when I find the card, I think I'm going to know it. And if I don't find that card that jumps out to me, that speaks to me, that's like on that high level, that high end of my want list, then I'm going to go with the other plan. And that other plan is just to pick up a whole bunch of cards. I am typically a quantity over quality person. It's just the way I've always collected. It's the way I still collect. So I would be getting a lower quality super card, because that's where I'm at financially. But I think that expanding my collection in quantity is maybe the more important part for me. But I don't know. I guess you'll just have to stay tuned for that one. So I'm going to show just one recent pickup that I got. And I kind of just grabbed a handful of random cards that I'm going to show. And it's going to be kind of a short video today. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll turn the camera around. Okay, so purchase. Again, I said I wasn't going to do this anymore, but I did. I couldn't resist. I was watching Reindeer Studios earlier this week, and being the Astros fan that I am, how could I pass up on the new Jeff Bagwell? So there is my Jeff Bagwell, courtesy of Skaught at Reindeer Studios. Awesome, awesome card. Could not get that card, right? It's got to be in my collection. I have to move some things around. I think this light's going to play havoc on me, but all right, that's better. And now just a random kind of smattering of cards. Like I said, I was going to go ahead and just pick some random cards. So here is my 1973 Mike Schmidt rookie. Took me a really long time to track that down. 1973 early on, I decided I was going to try and build that set. and I chased that card for quite a while. Picked it up at a local card show, very small card show. Paid $70 for it. I had been looking for it for quite a while. Lost out on a lot of eBay auctions on it, so very happy to have that. At the same card show, but a different date. They do it twice a year. They do a fall and a spring. So I went and got this card at the same show, but a different date. That's my Ricky Henderson rookie. One of the first. I'm going to say vintage, but I know it's 1980, but one of my first vintage cards that I bought. So there's that. Next, what do I got next? So next, we talk about player runs, and I'm going to have an update on that pretty soon too. I always seem to be modifying my collection or changing up the way I collect, and that'll be a future video. But player collection, when I was a modern card collector, there were 3 players that I collected: Evan Longoria, David Wright, and Grady Sizemore. So here is a Grady Sizemore that is triple threads. Really cool card. Numbered 1 out of 9. If you can see it in the middle there, right there, 1 out of 9. In a Beckett slab. Man, I really like the Beckett slabs. I love the subgrades on them. I wish they were, I don't know, used more, because I would definitely buy cards that I'm looking for that I want in slabs. I would buy them in Beckett because I like the way they look. It is a heavier slab, so that's one thing, but I think that they look sharp, and I really like the subgrades. It actually tells you why something is graded the way that it is. Not that grades matter that much to me, but when you're interested in see why something didn't grade what it was, that was nice to see. It's nice to know. All right, so other cards. I'm going to actually just take these down real quick. Now, one thing I do like about card sets, modern cards from the 90s especially, are inserts. I always loved collecting inserts. Inserts I thought were really cool. They're not worth much, but I really enjoy getting them. So this one, this is from, I don't have my glasses, maybe 20, I don't know. This is from a Bowman set. This is a J.P. Crawford type of sepia refractor. I thought that was pretty cool. This is from Bowman Chrome. Again, I don't know what year, but out the gate Aaron Nola. I really like this stuff. And you can get these for next to nothing. I thought this was fun. There's a few inserts that I have from this set. So this is from Topps, just one of the main Topps sets. Again, don't know the year. It's called Faces of the Franchise, and I love modern cards that have older vintage type players on there. So there's one with Hank Aaron. Here's one with Ernie Banks and Ryan Sandberg with Chris Bryant. I think that's really cool. And then this one, Joe Mauer, Rod Crew, Harmon Killebrew. That just really cool. And there's nothing special about them. They're not refractors or shiny or anything along those lines, but just cool cards to have. Same type of thing. This one's called Franchise Feats. Here's a Robin Yount. And an Ernie Banks. And Al Kaline. So, stuff like that. And that's really all I have today. I talked about, being a little overwhelmed for Strongsville and trying to get things straight. I'm an old school type of guy, so this right here is kind of like what I keep all my stuff in. And as you can see, I write a whole bunch of stuff in here, and I started doing that list for Strongsville. The next thing I knew, that list for Strongsville was like pushing 4 pages long. So it's it's really just a little overwhelming, but we'll see. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to meet a lot of you guys that are coming. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, hanging out with people that collect, getting to tell some stories, getting to show some stuff off, and just having that experience of hanging out with your buddies and buying some cards. So thanks for tuning in. Just an average guy showing average cards, and I'll see you next time.